do it right. Come on, come on. Us girls do it right, yeah. These boys like country boys, like country girls. 'Cause we've got country soul. Us girls like country boys. 'Cause we've got country soul. Us girls got country soul.
Jennie J right here on the David Bowers Awards. That's one of her new tracks, and we're going to talk with Jennie right now. Hello, Jennie.
Hey, guys, again.
Hey, how are you? Oh, we're doing great. Go ahead.
I'm wonderful, actually. Things are
I
awesome
believe,
right now.
I believe that, and I believe that you are. And we just heard Country Soul, which is it's a great turn for a young lady who has done some really good crossover music between pop, soul, and it's just wonderful to hear you be able to cross over and do a pop country sound like that and do it so well. Great song. Did you write that?
I did. It's co-written with Stephen Rent. He's a producer that I'm so happy and blessed that I ran into in this industry and on my journey. He's phenomenal at what he does. He's made my job super easy, actually. The words just come flowing out. I've never really felt this kind of energy coming out of me like it is now, and I really feel all the other music was I loved it. I loved the process. I loved my team and everybody. I'm so grateful for everybody, but I felt like it was like building blocks almost. It was steps to leading me in the right direction. I really feel like this is my lane now. I think I nailed it finally. So I'm really I'm really pleased with it.
I can understand why, and you should. You can tell the joy that is coming from within you in the delivery of the song. But what I'd like to know is you've explained that you thought the other music you did were stepping stones to where you are now. What I want to know is, where did you find the transition? What moved you? What slapped you side of the head and said, Jennie, you need to go in this direction?
Sitting still. I was just kind of sitting still. I think a lot of artists can say that they experience that. Even as hard as we work and we can have a great sound and a great sounding record, and you just sit still, and it takes a certain amount of push, I guess you can say, to make sure that you just keep going. And when I just had this leap of faith. I was like, I need to reach out to this person, because we had actually spoke while I was working on the record with my last team that I was working with. And he's like, if things don't work out with Atlantic Records, and you feel you want to, chat with me about promoting one of your records, I can do that. Because he works with music and film. That's a promotion company for radio and all that stuff. So he pushes artists and their music to get heard and get charted. So I was immediately intrigued by that, and I was just going to push one of my older records, and actually one of my new ones too that we played on your last show, I was going to push with him. And he's like, let's just go ahead and send you one of my tracks that I have tucked away, and let me see what you can do, because he heard something different in my voice. And so I said, okay, and immediately I had a song written in like a half hour. I sent it to him, and he was like, whoa, all right, let's keep going. So we wrote another one and another one and another one, and we came out with 5 singles in literally like a week. And now we're writing a whole album, so it just keeps going.
Awesome. That is really exciting. It's beyond good. It's exciting news. John Bon Jovial, I know you're just gnashing at the bit trying to get in here and say something.
Well, of course I am. First of all, Jennie.
Well, don't choke on it.
Oh, well, I was going to, but since you told me not to, I won't. Thank you very much. I know you're looking out for me. Jennie, first of all, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you back on again. And David had mentioned something just a second ago pertaining to country soul, the joy in delivery. And I want to just kind of take that one step further. In addition to the joy in the delivery, which is obvious from the way you're doing this, is that there's a passion in there too, which I guess I've heard in your other music, but not like this. I think you may have hit the nail on the head when you said that you have found something, because this is really a good song. This is something that I would have absolutely, as a former country jock years ago on WSUN in Tampa, I would have had no problem segueing from a Waylon Jennings song into Country Soul by Jennie J. That's how good I think it is.
Amen.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Jennie.
Go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead. I'm enjoying hearing this.
I was just going to say, John and I we met at a country station in Tampa, the old WQYK. It was AM/FM country at the time, simulcast. And then we split up and went our separate ways. John went to WSUN. But I echo what he said completely. I would have no trouble going from any country artist to a Jennie J single like this, and feel that it stood right up there with the best of them.
I think this is. Wow. I think that you might have found a calling. Not to say that there's anything bad about the previous music that you've done, because it's all wonderful stuff, and I truly, truly mean that. I'm not trying to belittle it in any way, shape, or form. So please don't come away with that. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
But this, I think that you've hit on something here that you probably should really consider pursuing with a vengeance, because you've got something going here.
We're definitely pushing it. It's going full-fledged. A bunch of radio stations just started picking it up. So, and I just actually found out yesterday, or it was the day before yesterday, that I just started hitting the charts. I hit the Euro Indie Top 50. I was number 49, so we're working our way up the charts now.
There you go.
Yeah, so we're going to keep pushing. He goes, I'm really happy that I invested my time into you, and we're just going to make it happen now. So, guys, I really feel really, really positive about this change, and I'm going to work my butt off to make it happen.
Well, you're off to a great start, and I'm only sorry that we can't get in all 5 tunes today, but we got a couple more tracks coming up, and we've already played 2, got 1 more coming up, and by no means does this indicate that I didn't like the other tracks. And of course, John Bon Jovial never gets to hear them until we play them, because I like to get his first impression, the feeling you get when you first hear the song. And the only way to do that is to never have heard the song before. So
that's right.
Something like that.
I agree with him. You've hit on something. You found I don't want to be trite and say you found your calling, but you found something inside of you that more than wanted to get out, it deserved to get out, and I think it's going to work for you based on what I've heard already, and I've heard all 5 cuts, John Bon Jovial, so there you go.
Well, so nanny boo boo, I've heard them and you haven't.
There's actually another artist who's done the similar thing, and I was actually afraid I think I've told you guys before, I was afraid to cross genres a lot, because you're afraid that you're going to lose fans or you're going to confuse people. But, Lady Gaga did it. She had millions of different types of music that she put out, and look at her now. I feel, limitless. Be limitless. That's how I feel.
Yeah. I mean, going everywhere from her early music over to working the standards with Tony Bennett. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right.
She did country, too. She did country.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And you did, as I mentioned, I think the first time we heard you, you do jump across genres and do it well. And I think that's a tribute to 2 talents. One, obviously, the ability to do it, and 2, the ability to know what you can do and how to do it, because you can't just get up there and decide, I'm going to do it. You've got to have, the talent, and you've got to know what's going to work for you and what isn't. And I think that's a mistake a lot of artists make. They may do a great piece of music and do it well to the best of their ability, but it's not their style of music. And
that's right.
It's got to be something that you're comfortable with.
I had a genuine passion for pop music, and I think that's why I was so stuck in this. I need to do pop music, and I want to do R&B and stuff, but, you know, it wasn't fitting for me. Obviously, I did some songs, and I pulled it off, and I made them sound amazing, and my team, man, they made such amazing music, too. But at the end of the day, it wasn't fitting, so you have to just, even if you don't want to switch and you like something more, you got to push forward and just make it happen, you know. Whatever is meant to be will be, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, Sarah, Sarah.
Thank you for that, Jen.
You just gotta take a
leap of faith. You just got to take a leap of faith, you know?
Absolutely. Now, these are all 5 of these released now?
Yes, all 5 are released, and we're working on an album, so that's coming soon. I've already probably written, I think, 4 or 5 songs for the album, too, so I'm on fire right now.
Yes, you are, and I'm going to take advantage of that, invite you back when you get the album done.
Thank you.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. Now, how long, you said you wrote these songs, or you wrote one song in a half an hour, you did all 5 in a week. How long did you actually have to put in the studio recording them?
I spent another week recording everything, and then they mixed and mastered, and it's just been going ever since. It's like the minute sometimes I'll be in the middle of one song, and I'm already writing another. Like, I'll just be driving down the road, and lyrics come, so I've kind of been unstoppable. And like I said, his music makes it so easy, though, because it's so well produced, so I'm excited.
Musical multitasker, yes. I don't blame you. You should be.
Jennie, let me ask you a question. When you are driving down the road and a thought comes to you for a song or a concept for a song or maybe a lyric that you should have included in something that you'd written previously, do you keep like a little digital recorder with you to try to capture that moment so you don't forget it by the time you get to where you're going?
I do. It's actually in my phone, and if you go on my phone, I have about probably hundreds of recordings, and some of them are horrible, let me tell you, but they're there.
Yeah, we've all had those moments.
Yeah, because
at that
honestly,
point,
if you don't do that, you're going to forget by the time you get home. So
absolutely, and honestly, at that particular point in time, it's the thought, the germ, the idea that counts, not necessarily how you did it cruising down the interstate at 70 miles an hour. It's the fact that you saved the idea and the concept so that it's so that you can pick it up and say, okay, now it's time to build this thing. Now, where did you come up with the idea, and how did you develop the lyric to Country Soul?
Oh, well, I used to, when I was in my younger days, my 20s, I used to go to the lake almost every weekend. I'd have a boat, I'd have the truck. I had a big old green Ford F-150 with one of those big long stick shifts. So as much as I was very country, but not from the country because I'm from California, but I love hanging out at the lake and barbecuing and stuff, and hanging out and getting a tan with my friends and my family. And so the dog's always running around the water. So I just kind of put myself in that moment and went back in time.
Very good. And you did it very well. I really love this song. And I'm looking forward to the album when you get it done, because I get the feeling that this excitement that's within you right now, that's creating this moving experience of this development, I think you've really caught it, and it's probably going to transcend nicely into the new album. Before we let you go, a couple of things we want to touch, and first is tell the people where and how they can get these new releases. Yes.
Well, there's everything on my website. That's super easy to find, which is Jennie, that's JENNIE-J.com. And if you want to just Google Play Me, it's Jennie J, and you'll see all my singles pop up, as well as iTunes and Spotify. It's kind of everywhere right now. So if you just Google me, you'll find me.
That'll work. Now,
also, one more thing, too. I have to let them know that if there's any artists listening that, want help pushing their music, because it's been very successful for me working with Stephen Wrench. His company is musicandfilm.com, and that's music with a K, not a C. So MUSIKANDFILM.com.
Awesome. Now, last thing before we let you go, tell us about this next track we're going to play, Moving On.
Moving On. Well, when I was first starting music, There was a lot of people that I didn't have a lot of experience yet. My vocals were needing training, and I went through my transition period of becoming who I was. So people